Forgive us, but this brilliant soul is just sensational.
Yes.
And again, this is Rachel for you.
And I am Robin.
And our next edition is again on gender and development, but a different aspect of it. Yeah. Where we get to discuss about domestic violence and how it has really affected people's life and how best we can work against getting rid of it, basically, you know. And without further more ado, I place this
to the person who brings in the awesome artists into this whole amalgamation, this marriage of ours, you know, this Peace Tree Network, ANIKA. We this time round, we give you the Queen of Sheba.
Woohoo!
Yeah, sounds interesting. So this lady, her name is Namatsi Lukoye. Namatsi Lukoye. It sounds like an African dynasty.
I know, right?
Yeah, like she's royal blood.
Plus, she actually wears like that. If you check out her videos and all, she's really, you know.
Yeah, just Google Namatsi Lukoye. But before you do that, enjoy what she has for you.
My name is Namatsi Lukoye. I am an artist, an all-round artist. I play with words and I also work around things with my hands. With that, I do spoken word, I do poetry, I do some music. But my niche is poetry and spoken word. That's why I feel like I can be myself and no one judges me when I speak and all that kind of stuff. Yes. I can't really remember when I started writing, but I can remember when I performed first. I used to do performing like plays and dramas when I was in primary school. And then in high school, because you know you are going through a lot of adolescent and changes and things that are really personal, I started writing, but they were for me. Then in campus I'd write and then read them to my mom or my family, and then my mom would tell me, you should find people who do whatever you're doing. So one day I saw these performers on TV and I was reading on Facebook. It was, I think, you know, the way on TV and then they put the name down there. So I followed one of them. It was Omathai, and at the time he had a show that was coming up. So I asked him if I could perform at his show, and I was so nervous. So that is how I went to the stage, and that was the first time I performed a piece. That was in 2010. So I've been an artist from 2010 to date. Yeah, and I've seen my art change. I've learned on the way, because I didn't start strong. I started very weak. I read some of my pieces that I wrote a while back and I'm like, what? I wrote this? And I've seen myself grow and develop into the artist that I am. I can't really pinpoint one thing I'm about or what I stand for, like one particular thing, because I've gone through lots of experiences. I've been on extreme highs and extreme lows, and as a human being I really feel things deeply. Some instances have made me fight more for women, some instances have made me fight more for children, some instances have made me empathize with men. It's just like I've had lots of things that have gone that I've been through. And just picking one, it's something that is very hard to talk about, because there are things that you cross bridges and you burn them and then you continue living. For around 4 years, I was in a relationship that was what we call an abusive relationship. It didn't start abusive; it became abusive at times as time moved by. And the sad thing is that I didn't want anyone to know what I was going through, because I didn't want people to judge me or people to tell me what to do, because the first thing people tell you is, this is what you should do. And I didn't want that, because I was in love. I was truly in love. and I was forgiving every step of the way. I was forgiving everything that was happening, and I didn't realize that the more I was staying, the more it was causing harm to me. And I led myself to a point that I couldn't remember the last time I laughed, or the last time I actually felt free or talked about my issues, or just was just happy as a person. I forgot all that, and I started performing about what I was going through, and then like the artistic world would look at my words and say, wow, that was a nice piece and stuff, but no one would follow me and ask the depth or what exactly is happening to you. And so as I continued on battling that, because I really went into depression. Can imagine this was happening for a long time, and it's not just physical abuse, it's mental abuse, it's spiritual abuse, it's like, someone making you feel worthless, like trash, like you're not human at all. It was basically that. And I had to get out of that. I had to go for therapy to actually heal. So what basically that whole situation taught me is that you can be alone in a world full of people. Like, you can really, really, really be alone, because I got to a point where I couldn't even tell my mom what was happening. So she'd get the news from maybe my cousin, who, once in a while I'd tell her, not the whole story, because I didn't want, I take myself like someone who's like, ndasemaje, niko place ingine ya maisha, siwezi expect mtu kunichapa. So, and let me just say this, that it's not likely that someone would hit you and you just stand. You'd always fight back. So things would get crazy, and I really wrote a lot in that area, because I got, what can I say, nilifika places zingine zenye you never imagine yourself. You never imagine yourself fighting over someone. Oh, you never imagine yourself being out there throwing words and getting words back, and those are things you just never imagine yourself situation into. And now sasa umefika mali, you do not know who to talk to or how to tell this person this is what I'm going through, or this and that, and people will judge you and what, yeah. So that is kind of my story, because yeah, that's what I went through. That's what I put myself through. Yeah. How did I get out of it? There's this friend of mine. We used to perform a lot with her, and she'd tell me that whatever I was into was a triangle, because it was me, him, and someone else. So this someone else would make sure that me and him are not okay, and I'd really try to patch up things. But the more I tried to fight for things, the more nilikuwa I am hurting myself. So I remember one day I packed my things, and I was just packing so that he tells me, don't go. But he wasn't even moved. So I packed my things, and I went home, and I got home and I told my mom, hey, Mom, I've given someone my heart and he's just broken it. And I cried and cried. I don't know if you know African mothers. She was just there making food, and then she tells me, I knew what was going on, but I was waiting for you yourself to get out of it. So at the time I was really broke. I didn't have money. I didn't have, you've really pushed people out of your life because you don't want them inside your life. And I think I always say I am a strong believer in how the universe works, and the universe will always have our backs, and that the universe gives you time at the right timing, things at the right timing. So at the time that I was really, really down, like, I used to see pictures of watu, laughing, and I'm like, okay, people can be this happy. And I was picked for this spoken words event that there was an exchange between artists from Nairobi and artists from Berlin. And now at least it gave me, as in I felt that, Najwa, I can also get opportunities, I can also get a chance to do things, and it paid me. So when I got the money, I got a new place, and I took my dog, and I left everything, I just went there, and I decided to heal myself. Una block number, and I block the number I don't want to see, yeah, and then step by step, I had some fallbacks and things like that, but I went through therapy. I had a very good therapist who was helping me through it, and that was in 2013, I decided to do an album. So the sad thing, when I was doing that album and healing myself, I was among this group that was called Hisia Zangu, and the moment I was out battling my things, the group slowly just started ikaenda tu ikanyamaza. So when I just bounced back, the album, you really pour a lot, you really pour a lot. At least I had a product, and the product had healed me. That's actually how I came back. That's what made me come back. And that was like between 2013 and 2015. So I had 2 years of healing and forgetting and telling myself I'm so sorry and never put yourself there again, and yeah. Whew. Yeah, that's it. I do PR and fundraising for an organization called Cerebral Palsy Society of Kenya. Now, Cerebral Palsy Society of Kenya works with children with cerebral palsy, and we work in Eastlands. That is where the people from we call them humble backgrounds live, and most of these people come from very, very broken families of single mothers whose husbands have walked out of them because they have a child with cerebral palsy, and a child with cerebral palsy comes with additional costs, therapy, drugs, so a woman could be need kitu kama 3,000 shillings to take care of a child in 1 month, a child whose your condition is going on and on and on for the rest of their lives. So even working there, I realized that there was, because of one person doing this, I want to kill myself, I don't know, I want to do what. And this is a woman who was a child, and she really has to work through this. So my situation gave me the chance to empathize, to put myself into other people's shoes, to see that that is not the worst thing that can happen to you. As in, worse things are happening to people, and people are in crazy situations. And so, as Namatsi Lukoye, the artist, when I work at Cerebral Palsy, my English name is Joy. And Joy being my English name, I always tell those women as they get into my office, Joy is nifuraha. You have to be smiling. But I smile a lot. And I smile with the kids, we hug each other and this and that. And I tell them every single time that there's a queen inside us. There's a queen inside us all who is yearning to shine. There's a queen of strength, of beauty, of all those things. And we need to find this particular queen to rise above any situation. And we have this particular kind of strength to do anything that we want. Yeah. She is every element of life: earth, air, water, and fire. She has the softest of lips and the curviest of hips, and her eyes, they spark greatness each time she blinks. They see right into the soul that she is so full of mystery. Her charm is corrupted by some darkness. For some reason, you can never figure her out. She walks with a swing and a stride that shakes the whole earth. Her towers as beautiful as breasts, as thick as thighs growing higher to touch the sky. And men run to her ears just to sip her seeds. She is pregnant with dreams and expectations of a nation, but sometimes she forgets that she is Earth. She is Nairobi. She is like air, but the sound of her voice is held in the winds that are caught in her lungs. A prisoner of words, of melodies deeply held in her thrall. Yet she is the song on our lips, the beat that makes us shake our hips. She is Nairobi. She is like water, alive each minute of the day. She can carry you to the sky, slap you with those intense orgasms, or she can beat you to a pulp in the alleys of hell and leave you without the word sorry. But for some reason, she is sad, because you see, mseto wa dunia ni hali ya kuajabia. Ubaya tunaosifia ndio makaa twajipalia. Ajabu ni siri za ngono watoto tuwasambazia, na wakidegua viuno hata mababu wanashangilia. She is Nairobi. She is like fire, like the sound of a newborn baby, or the breeze that slaps a prisoner walking out of prison like a free man. So I wrote her this poem, so you could listen to her say, give me a revolution not being televised. Give me a revolution not being televised. Give me a revolution not being televised. She is Nairobi. Aye.
Hello, good people. Once more, this is Rachel for you. Wasn't that amazing? She's just as sensational as it gets, and we admire her story, and it really resonated with us because domestic violence is a universal issue. And as PTN, we found it key to have her on board as we empower individuals who advocate against human rights violations. And aside from this advocacy program that you saw, all PTN does a lot. We have workshops, we have trainings, we have forums that we do in Kinango and Kwale County. And we are hoping that one day we will get to see you. Otherwise, thank you so much. It was a blast. Till next time, stay tuned and subscribe to those channels. Thank you.